Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to part 2 to my DVD update. And I got my daughter Cameron here with me again for part 2. She's going to be helping me out here a little bit. Go ahead and grab me a soda, wet my whistle a little bit. Ready to rock and roll again. Don't have quite as much in this one to show you as part 1, so I can slow down a little bit. Don't have to talk quite so fast. But these next few that I found at Pawn Shop. Found all these at Pawn Shop for $2 a piece. Haven't seen all of these. But I thought I found some pretty good stuff here. I found one of my most beloved childhood movies from the past that I've seen 1,000 times. Robin Williams, Shelley Duvall, Popeye. Like I say, I've seen this movie over and over and over, but I never get tired of watching it. This is one that I loved growing up. It's just a great childhood, good family film. If you've not seen it, it's really good. I think it's one of Robin Williams' best roles, actually. I'm not a huge Robin Williams fan, but I do really like him a lot in this movie. I thought he gave a great performance as Popeye. And Shelley Duvall, they could not have found anybody any better to play Olive Oyl. And the guy that got to play Bluto also did an excellent job. I just thought everybody did a great job in this movie. It's a family film. It's a comedy. It's a musical. It's an action movie. It's got some good fight scenes in it. So it's a little bit of everything. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody. As you know, I'm not real big on remakes. Most remakes, in my opinion, suck. But I found this at the pawn shop for $2. I was like, man, what the heck? I thought it was pretty good. Plus, it has Paris Hilton in it, and she dies. You know, who wouldn't pay $2 to see Paris Hilton die a horrendous, painful death, right? So I got the House of Wax with. Plus, it had the cool slipcase cover. I'm a sucker for the slipcase covers. It's in really good shape, and I thought it was actually a pretty decent remake. Of course, the original with Vincent Price will never be topped, but as far as remakes go, I thought it held its own. I thought it was pretty decent. So I thought it had some really good special effects in it, and I thought the storyline was pretty good. But definitely check it out if you're a fan of the original. Give this one a shot. I liked it. And speaking of remakes, picked up another remake here at the pawn shop for $2. Now this remake I actually liked a lot. Now I have not seen the original one, but I've heard that the remake is actually better than the original one. I can't agree or disagree with that because I haven't seen the original one. But this one does have Angela Bettis in it, and I do like her a lot. I think she's a really good one of the best newer actresses to come out on the horror scene here lately. This is the remake of the Toolbox Murders, directed by Tobe Hooper, who did, of course, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist and a few other classic gems from the 80s and 90s. But I thought this was actually one of the best remakes, too, I've seen here lately. I'm going to have to track down the original one and check it out and see how the two compare. And then I'll let you know what I think. This one I actually had a while back, and for some reason I traded it. And when I traded it, I was like, I kind of wish I'd kept that movie because I really liked it. And it stars Kane from the WWE. It's called See No Evil. He plays a character. He's a maniac called Jacob Goodnight, and he's holed up in this abandoned hotel. He kills his victims with a chain and hook. It's actually a pretty cool little movie. It's nothing spectacular. It's nothing that's going to blow you away, but it's not a bad little flick. I actually thought it was pretty good. Speaking of childhood favorites, this is along the lines of like Popeye. I thought this was really good. This is another one of my childhood favorite comedies from growing up from the 80s. It's got Richard Pryor. It's called The Toy. This is another one I've seen 1,000 times. I never get tired of watching. This movie is hilarious. I laugh every time I watch it. I thought it was actually Richard Pryor's probably my favorite movie of his. He's got a lot of good ones, but this one's probably my favorite. Like I say, I never get tired of watching this. I laugh out loud every time I see it. These next two I found at the pawn shop for $2 a piece, and I haven't seen either one of them, but I've been told they were really, really good, and I figured for $2, I figured why not. I'll be watching these probably in the next day or two. Picked up Clive Barker's Book of Blood. Still even has the stickers on it. I can't really say too much about this movie. Actually, I've never seen it. Don't really know that much about it, to be honest with you. But my friend Chris recommended it to me. He said it was really good. He enjoyed it, and I'm a huge Clive Barker fan. I have a lot of his novels, a lot of his movies, so I'm sure I'll like this. If it has Clive Barker, anything to do with Clive Barker, I'm sure it's definitely worth a look. I also found this at the pawn shop for $2. I've heard good things about this movie. I can't really say a whole lot about it, but it is from the people that produced the Saw movies. It's called Repo, the Genetic Opera. I think it takes place in the future when organ failure is a worldwide epidemic, and this company offers transplants for a price, and people that miss their payments on the transplants, they send out the repo man to collect. I have not seen this. I'm sure I'll be watching this soon. But I hear good things. And the last one I found at the pawn shop, I actually watched this, and I always heard this movie is regarded as like a cult classic, and it's one of those so bad it's good movies. It's Frogs. It's one of those nature runs amok kind of films, along the lines of you know, The Birds and Kingdom of the Spiders and Day of the Animals, and those type of movies where nature just like has had enough with mankind, or like, we're not going to take it anymore, so we're going to get revenge on mankind. And this movie is pretty bad. I mean, it's boring more than anything. There's just not a lot happens in it. It don't really get really interesting until the end of the movie. Towards the end of the movie, the movie stars a very young Sam Elliott. I actually didn't even know it was Sam Elliott through most of the movie until I seen the credits. I'm like, Sam Elliott. And then, yeah, sure enough, it's a very young Sam Elliott. I didn't even recognize him without his mustache and his gray hair, and you know, and with his shirt off most of the movie. But it's decent. There's nothing great, but you know, it's worth a watch, I guess, if you got nothing else better to do on a Sunday evening, or if you're really, really hard up for something to watch. I guess it's okay. It's not bad. And the last two that I'm going to show you is I found these at the local Big Lots here. I stopped in there the other day and see what they had, and they had a couple things I went ahead and picked up. Picked up Dr. Giggles. I had this on VHS already, but I figured for $3, you know, what the hell. I love this movie. It's cheesy, it's funny, it's got a lot of cool one-liners, got some good kills. Larry Drake is he's a fun actor. I like him in Darkman, liked him a few other things too. But Dr. Giggles is a fun horror film to check out with some friends. It's a good one to watch on Halloween. And the last one I got is another one of my favorite comedies from the 80s, Leslie Nielsen and The Naked Gun. This is another movie I never get tired of watching. It's funnier and funnier every time I watch it. You can't go wrong with Leslie Nielsen and the Naked Gun series.